So in our last session we understood about modularization, right? Okay, in today's class we will understand about debugging. Okay, so what is a debugging now? Debugging is used for identify the my system is too slow. Identify the logical error, okay, and also it is used to understand the code, right? So that's when we use a debugging. Let's say somebody has written the program and you get a chance to work on that and you don't know what it has been written, or you're not seeing, or you're not able to understand the code by seeing the code. In that case you can also debug it to understand in a better way, right? And other thing is that the main thing of debugging is to identify logical errors. Anyways, if there are any syntax errors and you will not be able to activate, just a minute, user can control it. That's what the use of breakpoint, right? It will stop program execution and it will return the control to the user, and user will be able to control. That's what it did, right? So far, all of you.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now there are different types of breakpoints. You might have seen hard-coded breakpoints so far and also the soft breakpoint, but there are different breakpoints. Let's understand. So first one may be soft or session breakpoint. Okay, the next one is debugger breakpoint. Next is external breakpoint, then hard breakpoint. Okay, so these are the different types of breakpoints we have. Let's understand one by one. The first one is soft breakpoint. Okay, so how many of you have completed this assignment? This one. Did any of you completed this assignment? Okay, complete it if you have not done. So I'll just take any program to understand the debugging. Okay, existing program which is already there in the system. I'll just take any, okay, which I only developed it. Even you will also see in upcoming sessions. It's developed for the previous batch. So what it do, it provides the output, okay, it gives the report of purchase order based on the vendor that is been provided here or on the given date. Okay, what is the purchase is been made. So this is what the report. We will see that in upcoming class. In the next chapter we'll be developing this report too. Okay, so even this we develop it in the next class. You can see this has footers, headers and all. If you click on vendor, it will also take you to the standard transaction code, that is, what is this transaction code? XK03. Okay, we will see this. You can go and check more details about the vendor. So let's go back again. You see, I'll just click on this 116 vendor. It will take you here, so you can see more details about the vendor, right? So this is how it works. Okay, we will see that later. Okay, so right now let's debug and understand this program. Okay, so let's say the first thing I was telling you is soft breakpoint or session breakpoint. Okay, so this breakpoint, particular session. Okay, so this breakpoint is only valid for particular session. That means once you log in to the system, okay, if you are logging again to the same server, it is not valid in a new login. Okay, it is only valid within the login if you are creating multiple sessions like this. If you're creating different sessions within the login in one logon, right? In one logon you can have up to 6 sessions. In all the 6 sessions it is available. If you're logging again to the system, you can have another 6 sessions. In another 6 sessions you will not see this breakpoint. You will only see the breakpoint in the current session. Okay, so how do you keep the soft breakpoint now? How do we keep the soft breakpoint? So you have seen so far, this is the line you want to stop your program execution. In that case, just click on the gray area here, this area on that line. Okay, the breakpoints can only be kept in the executable lines. You cannot keep the breakpoint for non-executable lines. That means initialization is a non-executable line. You cannot keep. You see, when you click here, it is keeping the breakpoint in the next line. So the declarative statements are non-executable. Those will not get executed. You see, you cannot keep the breakpoint on this non-executable statement. See, it's keeping it in the above because this is executable line. Okay, breakpoints can only be kept in executable lines. Understood?
Yeah. So how can we find out Rajneesh, so this line related to executable and
Simple.
this line
Declarations are
related
non-executables.
to okay.
All the declarations are
Declaration.
non-executables, and
Okay.
these events are non-executable. This includes are non-executable. You see, you cannot execute them, right?
Includes also.
Yes.
Okay. Include, you just check the code only. What has been written
Yes.
behind all
What
it.
is written inside include, that is executable, but not this line.
Okay.
Okay. Even when you keep breakpoint, you will not be able to see the breakpoint if it is an non-executable line. You see, I try to keep breakpoint here, it is keeping below. That means till here, these are non-executable lines. Understood?
Yep.
So focus, guys. Debugging is really important. So now this is one way. Either you can click here, or another way is that you can select any line and then there is a button here. If you observe this button, right? This is actually session breakpoint. This is external breakpoint. What is external breakpoint? We will see. Okay, if you want to keep the session breakpoint, in that case you have to click on this button here. Okay, so how do I do that? I select this line and click on the button here. You see, session breakpoint was set. Understood? These are the two ways to keep the session breakpoints. So if you come again to SE38, okay, within the logon, okay, you will be able to see these breakpoints as well. You see, within the session. Okay, again I am not able to log into the system, otherwise I would have shown that. You see, I cannot log in. I have to terminate the system if I have to log in. Okay, it is restricted in the demo server. It is not possible for me to log on, otherwise I would have shown it. Okay, let me do one thing. I'll just try this one if it is possible. Okay, I'm unable to. Let's see, is there other option that I can also log in again? Yeah, I do have a option then. Okay, let me show you. In this another server, I'll just show you. I'll take any program. Okay, I don't have the programs created in this. I'll just take any program. Let me take the program starting with Z star. I'll just take any smart form call field symbol. I'll just take any of this, say display. Now you see I'll keep a breakpoint on the write statement for this program. Okay, if I go and again execute SE38 within the session, okay, you will be able to see this breakpoint. If I log into the server again one more time, and if you are trying to see that breakpoint, it won't be available in the system. You see, you will not be able to see that breakpoint. Okay, that is what session breakpoint. It is only valid for particular logon. Understood? Understood all of you what is session breakpoint? How to keep session
Yes.
breakpoint? Everyone? Okay, so now if I execute the program, it is going to stop the execution. You see, it is stopping the execution of program at this line. First it is stopping here. You see the cursor here. If I execute again F8, if I press F8, again it will stop at the next breakpoint. If I press F8 again it will stop at the next breakpoint. You see, again F8, execute, again it is stopping here because there is a breakpoint. I keep breakpoint here. You see guys, one more thing. If I keep breakpoint at the debugger, this is a debugger session, right? This is a debugger session, right, everyone? Hello?
Yes.
So now you see, if I keep breakpoint here, this is a debugger breakpoint. You see, the icon is different from this one and this one. These two are different icons, right? This is what we call debugger breakpoint. Understood? Understood what is debugger breakpoint?
Yeah.
These breakpoints are only can be kept in debugger session and valid for only particular debugger session. Okay, this can only be kept inside a debugger session and valid for only that particular debugger. That means after execution of the program, you will not be able to see that debugger breakpoints again. Let me execute. You see, it will stop right now. We are able to see this breakpoint. The moment I go outside the debugger session, these breakpoints will be no valid. I just go back and try to show you again what is happening. You see, it is connecting to debugger again, but these breakpoints are gone. You're unable to see that breakpoint, right? That are only be valid for particular debugger sessions. Okay, for the next debugger session, the moment you come outside debugger session, and you will not be able to see those breakpoints. But there is a way to convert the debugger breakpoints to the session breakpoint. I'll show you that later. But if this is clear to you, what is the soft breakpoint and debugger breakpoint, will move on to the next.
Yeah, but how did you select the residence? So soft session breakpoint and breakpoint.
Very simple.
Session breakpoint, anyhow, you can, if you double click here, then you can see.
Here you
But
cannot
how?
double click, single click you can do. It will clip.
Okay.
Same way, like how you keep the session breakpoint, debugger breakpoints are also kept in the same way. The difference is you can keep debugger breakpoint only within the debugger session.
Okay. But above session breakpoint also you just kept the only debugging mode,
Not in
right?
debugging mode, in the SE38 screen. I kept
Okay.
session breakpoints here in SE38 ABAP editor. I kept debugger breakpoint in the debugging screen.
Okay.
There are two sessions. One is debugger session, other one is SE38. Right?
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah. Debugging session, how did you go that? Through T code.
No, I see. I have kept the breakpoint here. If there is a breakpoint in the program, it will automatically connect to the debugger session. You see, debugger is starting. It's connecting to the debugger. Session 3 connecting to the
Okay.
debugger because there is a breakpoint here. Let's remove those
Okay.
breakpoints
Okay.
and see whether it's connect to the debugger session or not. I'll remove all these breakpoints now. I execute. Did it connect to the debugger session?
No,
Understood
because
what
we
is
have
triggering
removed.
the debugger? Right? Breakpoint
Yes.
will
Yeah.
stop the program execution and it will return control to the user. If there is no breakpoint, user cannot control the program execution. He can just execute and see the output, final output. Clear?
Yeah. Clear.
Okay. So next one is external breakpoint. Okay. It may be a bit difficult for me to explain now the external breakpoint, but I'll try my best because how can I do this now? Let me check if there are any OData service. I can tell you. Okay, so if program or RFC function model are called from an external system, then you want to debug call from external system. You can keep external breakpoint to debug the or debug the program. You can keep external breakpoint to stop the program execution. Maybe this is better. So that means, guys, you don't know OData service anyway. That is not part of the current course. There is another course, advanced ABAP, that will be covered there, but I don't have any other option to showcase how the external breakpoints are used. For that, what I'm going to do now, I'll just go to I'll just use the transaction code /iwfnd underscore main underscore service. I'll just take any OData service, maybe let's say if there are any created in the project. I'll just say call the browser. Let's see if it returns some data for us. Okay, no problem, we'll run this in the Chrome. That should be better for us, right? I think there is no JSON extension or installed here to convert the data to the JSON format. So let me just log into the Chrome. Yeah, you see the data is coming from SAP system now. This is the Chrome is totally an external word, right? It is not SAP, right guys? This purchase order is from the SAP system. We are extracting data to the browser using the OData service. If you can see, I'll show you that purchase order that is showed in the Chrome here. Okay, I'll just say this button purchase order screen and enter the purchase order number. You see that purchase order you're able to see here, the currency AD, the purchase order number here, and also some value 0000, right? You're able to see something. This data is coming from SAP and exposed to outside using some link. Okay, that link is something called OData service, right guys? This is totally an external system. Do you agree or not? Hello? When I click on this URI, it only returns details related to that particular order, only for this order, right? So what I want to do, if I click on anything here, it is not hitting, it is not stopping the code that is being executed behind the scene in SAP. I want to stop the program and see what is happening when I click on this link. Understanding what I'm trying to say? Right? Hello? So now what
Yeah.
you can do, you can just go and keep an external breakpoint here. Let me keep an external breakpoint, DPC extension class. This is OData. This is not the part of the current course that you have taken. So there is another course, Advanced ABAP. So if you take that, then you will be understanding what it is. Okay, just go back and okay, so there are I'll just keep the normal breakpoint here, and also in the get entity set I'll just keep a normal breakpoint. You see, it is a session breakpoint, and let's click on, or let's rerun this again and see whether it is going to trigger or not. Did you see any breakpoint hitting the backend system? No, right? So
No.
it will not work when you keep session breakpoint. So what you have to do, in case if you want to stop the program execution, you have to keep external breakpoint. How do you do that? So there is an icon here again, set or delete the external breakpoint. You see, it is coming as in user. That means external breakpoints are actually user specific. That's why the icon is coming, user icon. You can also change the user ID of external breakpoint. Where do you do that? You can go to utilities setting, and here in the debugging screen you can change the user ID if you want to. Okay, based on that user it will trigger. Now let's go back and refresh. Click again. Now you'll be able to see the breakpoint hitting. Do you see something is blinking here? See the SAP logon in the taskbar. Able to see? It's blinking, right?
Yeah.
So now if you
Yeah.
could go, you see it is been triggered. From here you can control the execution and see what is happening inside or in the backend system, right? This is when the external breakpoints are used. Are we clear? Understood or not? When the external breakpoints are used, when any program of SAP is been called externally from other system. It can be an SAP system or it can be a non-SAP system. And in that case you want to stop the execution of the program in the target system. In that case you can use the external breakpoint. Are we clear? All of you. Understood or not, guys? Hello? Okay.
Yes,
Bit
Rajnish.
confused.
It is bit
Because you don't know the
confused.
data service.
Yep.
That's
And
fine.
also, so Rajni, so
And
when
also,
you're
so Rajni, so when
if
you're,
you see the
I
interface, you
think
talk
so.
about
If you see the
interface.
interface,
Yes,
if you talk
yes.
about
So
interface,
you will
okay.
get the data from
So
to
you will
calling the
get the
RFC,
data
right?
from to
Correct.
calling the
So
RFC,
if you
right?
want to debug those
So if you want to
RFC,
debug those
Yes, that's when you also use
RFC,
external breakpoint.
RFC,
those okay. You need to use the
with
external
those, okay,
breakpoint.
Yes.
we need to use the external breakpoint.
Okay. That means once the
Okay,
data
so
has been
that
sent
means
by
once the
third party
data has
system,
been
then
sent
here
by
you can
third
debug
party
it, right?
system,
If you
then
use the
here you can
Correct.
debug it, right?
Yes.
If you use the external
Absolutely.
breakpoint.
Okay, got it.
So I cannot
Got it.
show you that RFC because the system don't have that configuration. So that's why I took data. Okay.
Okay.
So now you are most aware about hardcore breakpoint. We have been using it from the beginning we started the programming, right? How do we keep the hard-coded breakpoint? Okay, so let me say what it is. First of all, it is not recommended to keep hard-coded breakpoint The reason is, guys, I've seen people keeping hard-coded breakpoint and forgetting delete those hard-coded breakpoint, and that is been moved to production as well. So we cannot deactivate the hard-coded breakpoints. It is not at all possible. Okay, it will, if you keep inside hard-coded breakpoint inside loop, and if you have millions of records inside and loop, you have to press million times F8. Okay, because of those reasons it is not recommended to keep, but if you are keeping, no problem, be careful. Okay, that means you have to delete all the hard-coded breakpoints before you move it to quality or production environment. Remember that. By keeping it, you can use it. It's not like you cannot use, but it is not recommended. You can use the soft breakpoints. Okay, so we can, why it is not recommended? Because we cannot deactivate the hard-coded breakpoint. Okay, so hard-coded breakpoint, just consider that you are enhancing some standard program, and you have enhanced, while enhancing you also kept hard-coded breakpoint, right? It will stop triggering for everybody who were using it. It's not only for you, right? That is the problem. So not recommended. But how do we keep? So we keep hard code breakpoint by using breakpoint statement. Okay, we keep hard-coded breakpoint by using the breakpoint statement that you have seen so far. Okay, very simple. You can keep the hard-coded breakpoint by saying this. What is also recommended, which will not disturb other users, we can say break, okay, and your user ID. Okay, so if you do this, break and your user ID, this breakpoint will only trigger for you. It will not trigger for any other people's. Only you, for only you it will trigger. Okay, it won't trigger if somebody with other user ID executing this program, it won't trigger. This is how you keep the hard-coded breakpoint. I'll execute. So now you see it is stopping. Okay, see, it is stopping, right? So that is what hard-coded breakpoints. Understood the different types of breakpoints we have in SAP, or different types of breakpoints that we can keep. Are we clear, guys?
Yep.
All of you? Okay, good. Next, let's understand about some more things, very important. F5, F6, F7 and F8. Okay, so what are this? F5, single step execution. It is used to execute the program line by line. Okay, it is single step execution. It is used to execute the program line by line. Okay, let's see. You know that now you got to know, if you want to stop the program execution, you should keep the breakpoint. Either it could be an soft breakpoint or it can be an hard-coded breakpoint also, right? So I'll just delete this hard-coded breakpoints. I'll just do reprinter and activate. Okay, so let's see. I'll keep the breakpoint here, then execute. It will connect to the debugger session because we have kept the breakpoint here. So now you see it is connected to the debugger. If you press F5, this button, single step, this is F5, F6 shortcut key, F7 shortcut key and F8 shortcut key. So F8, you see, one by one line it will execute. See, it's executing one by one line. Let's say you are already inside some function model. Okay, you don't want to debug the function model. Okay, you just want to come outside of function model or any procedure block, not only function model, any software blocks. You want to go outside, then press F7, return back to calling program. You see, it came outside the function model. Okay, but it has done all the things that it should do, and it did not, we did not debug it actually. It just came out. Okay, you don't want to see what is happening inside any procedure block. You can just press F7, it will come out. Okay, even right now I'm inside a procedure block. Okay, if I press F7, it will do all the things. You see, right now it is empty, 0. Okay, if I press F7, it will execute those lines. Let me switch off the system debugging, otherwise it will create problem. See, it came outside of that, but also executed the lines. That is what F7. Understood? Understood, guys?
Yes.
So F5 means Rajni,
So F5 means Rajni, so it will it will execute the line by line, even though if you have the function module or other soft blocks also,
If
it
you
will go
press
to inside
F5,
the
line
code,
by
right?
line execution. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
F7, return. Okay, let's say you are already inside a software block. Okay, so now you don't want to see any further execution, and you want to come outside outside the block of code, then you can press F7. Okay, it will return to the calling program. It is basically, I just elaborated it. It is used to return to the calling program. Okay, which function model is been called where, or the subroutines are called where. It is used to return to the calling program. That is what F7. Are we clear, all of you? Understood or not, guys? That is what F7. Okay, what is F6 now? Let's say you have this code. If you press F5, it will take you inside, right? If you keep pressing F5, it will start executing line by line like this. I don't want to see line by line, I just want to come out. I'll press F7. You are already inside and you don't want to see any further execution. Say return. It will come back to calling program, right? So now what is F6? So F6 is, you don't even want to see what is written inside this. Then you press F6. It will not go, but it will do all the things that is required. Understood? F6. It is used to skip the block of code execution in the debugger. Okay, you don't want to see, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Okay, so just I'll just press F8. You see, again it is coming here. I don't want to see what is happening. If I press F5, it will go. I have to see. Okay, I don't want to see. F7, come outside, but you don't want to go inside only. If you are not at all interested going inside these procedure blocks, press F6. You see it is executing. If you press F5, it will go inside. You want to come out, you press F7. You don't even want to see what is happening, press F6. Understood? Are we clear? F5, F6, F7.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now F8. Continue. It is nothing but continue. Used to execute the program. Okay, it is used to execute the program. It will stop program execution if there are any further breakpoints. Otherwise it will display output. Okay, it is used to execute the program, and it will stop execution of program, or it will stop program execution if there are any further breakpoints. That means it will hit those breakpoints if there are any. If there are no breakpoints, it will display the output. Okay, so let me show you. I'll just keep 2 breakpoints and show you what will happen. Okay, now let's say I'll just keep 1 breakpoint here, other one here, or maybe other one I'll just keep it here, right? I'll execute. You see it is not stopping the program, it is displaying the selection screen because there are no breakpoints kept to before the selection screen execution. Now you see I press again F8, that means execute. It is stopping the program here because there is a breakpoint. It will stop again here because there is a breakpoint. You see it will stop. If there are no breakpoints, it will not stop, it will directly give or execute the program, give the output or execute the program. This is what F8 will do. Understood? You see I execute. This time what I'm going to do, I'm not going to keep this breakpoint. Okay, I'll not keep this breakpoint. You see it will not even stop here, it will directly display the output for me. That is what F8. Are we clear? Understood or not, guys? So far so good?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back and understand some more things. Now you know what is F5, F6, F7. Let me execute again. Step size, don't worry, tell you about this later. Okay, let's understand about Watchpoint. So now you have seen breakpoint. What is breakpoint? Now important, what is Watchpoint?
I said how many session breakpoints we can keep at a time.
No restrictions.
Oh.
I think there should be a restriction. 33, I don't remember exactly. If you click on save, all the debugger breakpoints will be saved as a session breakpoint. How many we kept now?
Yes, it is 30 only. You can see the some message, right? Error message. If you trying to keep breakpoint, you can see the error message.
Let's see.
Yeah,
See,
see, you
you
can
can
only
only
create 30.
create 30 breakpoints. You cannot keep further. Yeah, it's only 30. Good question, Amrita. Okay, if you want to delete all the breakpoint at once, you don't want to go and do it every time, you want to delete all of them at a time, just click on the breakpoints and say delete all breakpoints. You see all of them are gone at a time once. Okay, that's how you can also do. So let me come back. So what I was telling you about Watchpoint, right? What is Watchpoint? So Watchpoints are used to uh, what to say, used to track the changes of any variable, or let's say data object. Data objects are nothing but it can be variable, internal table, or work area. Okay, used to track the changes of any data object. Okay, so the debugger will stop when the watched data object condition is matched. Okay, it is like conditional breakpoint, we can also say. Okay, let's say for an example, maybe I'll just go inside fill final internal table. There are totally 328 records. Okay, so I want to stop my program exactly at for this purchase order. I don't want to do keep breakpoint here and keep pressing F8, 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 F8 for 266 times. I don't want to do that. The moment the work area EBLN is filled with this purchase order 95 some zeros 81. Okay, the moment the work area EBLN is filled with this purchase order, I want to stop my program execution, right? So how, that's when you can use the watch point. Okay, I'll just delete all of it. Now what you can do, I can click on the create watch point and I say work area underscore final hyphen EBELN is equal to, the condition is if it is equal to this purchase order, you please stop the program execution. You see there are no breakpoints kept here. I press F8. Now you see there is a message coming here, watch point reached, work area final EBLN is filled with this purchase order 95 some zeros and 81, right? So the moment it filled with this purchase order, the breakpoint, the execution of program will stop. That's when the watch points are useful. Just imagine you have millions of records in an internal table, and will it be possible to stop your program by or keep pressing F8 for the last row? You want to understand the last row, what is happening with the last row, what is the problem with the last row. Is it possible for you to keep pressing F8 for million times? Very difficult, right? And also time consuming. We are not going to do that. Rather we use watch point to stop the program execution whenever the condition is met. Are we clear? What is watch point? Understood or not, guys? Hello? Otherwise, let me do one more thing. So I want to stop my program execution whenever my system variable SYDB count is okay, I think the breakpoint is not there. Let me reactivate it. Now execute. I want to stop my program execution whenever the SYDB count values are changed. If it is updated with a new value, I want to stop my program. Click on watch point, let's say SYDBCNT. Whenever there is a change for DBCNT variable, the system variable, I want to stop my program. Okay, SY, let me show you here also by keeping, right now it is 0. I press F8, it is stopping because the value changed. Again you see watch point reached, the value changed. Every time the new value gets updated to SYDB count, my program is stopping. Okay, it is used to watch any variable value. See, it is stopping, it's saying watch point reached because every time there's a change in a value. Understood? To deactivate that, I'll just go here and to the watch points, select it, and you can deactivate, or I'll just delete. Understood what is watch point? Very important guys, even interview question also. In interview they will ask what is difference between breakpoint and watch point. They will definitely ask this. Are we clear? Yes or no please? Okay, so now it's time to understand in a quicker way some more options. These are the important ones that we should know, everybody should know, but now the time to see more things. So now watch point you got to know, it is like save lived. Let's say every time the session connects to the debugger, I want to open this one, or every time at the session connect to the debugger I want to see this screen. Okay, now if you don't save it, it will be gone. You see, I have selected standard. Next time I connect to the debugger, it opens the desktop 3. Okay, I don't want the desktop 3, I want the standard every time I connect the debugger. Click on the standard and then click on the save lived. Okay, save lived. Now you see it is been saved, but it is just a warning. That's fine, I execute it. Next time I connect to the debugger, it connects, it opens with this. I just go back and execute the program again, and you see that is what save lived. Understood? Clear?
Sir, the saved layout is only for this session, right?
No, it's for your user ID.
Okay.
Completely for your user ID.
Yeah. So Rajesh, what is this one desktop 1, desktop 2?
I'll
This
show
is
you.
just
I'll show you.
screens only, right?
Yeah, we will discuss. Is this clear?
Yep.
Okay, good. And now this is what you see. This is a program name, or it can be an function module name also. Okay, within the program which include is been called. This is include name that you will see. If I press F5, so you see this is the program name, and then this is the include. This is the include that this source code exists. Understood? And this one you see, either it can be function model name or subroutine name or the class and method name. This is, it will show you it's a class or method or a function model, and then which function model, method, or whatever it is, right? That's what you will see here. Understood this 4? And this will tell you right now on which line your cursor is. Okay, you don't know where is your cursor, you can see that this is where my cursor, line number 16. Okay, so this is size ABAP value. You can also change, you can put other system variables also here, or if you want to keep something, only SY variables are supported. Okay, you can change it if you want. You can keep other variables, maybe SY DBC and D you want to see. Okay, you want to see SYDB count, you can change it. You see, you can keep, if you want to, you can change it. Later you can also save it if you want to see this every time. So you can do that. And now let's say for example you are somewhere here, you know that the cursor is at 40th line and you don't want to scroll up till 40th. Okay, you want to directly jump onto that. Click on this button here, position. You see, the moment you click on position, it will take you there. Understood? Are we clear this area? And there is an eye icon, it will display the program attributes, the title that you provide at the time of creating, who created it, who changed it, whether the program is active, what status it is in right now. All these things you will be able to see when you click on this eye icon. Understood or not? You see, whenever you click on this button here, it will take you to the include program that is been wherever the source code that you have written, this source code. You see it is taking you here, right? When you click here, it also does the same thing. it will also do the same thing. Okay, so this too, like, you can navigate. So now this part is over. So desktop 1, if you select desktop 1, you will be able to see your source code above and your variable window below. Okay, when you select desktop 2, you will be able to see source code to the left and your ABAP stack. Okay, this is important when we debug the standard program, but right now we don't have to worry too much about this. Yeah, you don't have to worry too much about this. It will be helpful when you debug standard program. Okay, you can see which and all the function models or the subroutines or the events have been executed. You can navigate. You see, you can also navigate to the previous step by double clicking here. Okay, this is executed first and then this. It is a stack what has been executed previously before this statement is executed. More useful when you debug the standard code. So when you select desktop 3, you will be able to see the source code to the left and variable to the right. Okay, so anyways, you know about these things. We have seen memory analysis and all. Maybe in upcoming sessions also we'll see more about that. Okay, so in the standard, you will be able to see your ABAP screen above, up stack left side to the source code, ABAP stack or above, and variable window below. This is what desktop 1, 2, 3 and standard. Understood? Are we clear, guys? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, so right now your cursor is here and you want to go back again here and execute it again. You can go to debugger and say go to statement. You see, your cursor is jumping back. You can re-execute your program again from there. Okay, and there is also one more. You want to execute your program and you want to stop the program at your cursor, right? See, your cursor you kept here. You want to execute all these lines and you want to come here. Okay, without seeing what is happening. Continue to cursor without keeping the breakpoint. You see, it executed all of them. So the shortcut is shift plus F12 to go back and control plus 8 for execute statement. Sorry, shift F8, not control F8, shift F8. You see, I think shift. Oh, shift F8 is overwritten or taken by my another application. That's why it's not working. That's fine. Okay, you can try the shortcuts. So that is one thing. Now when it comes to structure, if you want to see the work area data, work area underscore final, in that case you can use the structure tab. Okay, if you want to see the work area, you can use the structure tab. Work area FCAT. You see, it is coming here. The moment you double click here, it will take you to the structure tab. Okay, if you want to see internal table data, IT underscore final, you see, you can go to the tables tab. Otherwise, let's say you have the internal table entered here, you double click here, it will take you to the tables tab. So objects is mainly for object oriented ABAP. To see the objects created, will not see now. So detail section is for the particular field or variable data. Let's say you want to see this particular field or the variable or any variable. This is like a variable only. Okay, for single field or single value you can see. Okay, this is a more information about particular field, that is details tab. Okay, so the data explorer tab is like an hierarchical node. Okay, let's say IT underscore final. Okay, I want to see the first row of it. in the bracket you can keep first. This is how it comes, hierarchical mode. Okay, it is more useful when you have the deep structures or the structures inside structure, so not useful for this kind of things. You see, when if you want to see the work area in hierarchical mode like this, you can come to the Data Explorer tab. Okay, so after that there is a breakpoint or watchpoint section here. You can see how many breakpoints are kept, which and all the session breakpoints, which and all the debugger breakpoints. You want to change the debugger breakpoint to the session breakpoint, or the debugger breakpoint to the external or session to the other breakpoints. You can also do that here. Okay, you can also convert all the breakpoints as a session breakpoints by clicking on this. Okay, all this will get converted as a session breakpoints. You can see all of them are converted as a session. You can also see here, you want to convert all these breakpoints as a external breakpoints. You can also do that. You see, all of them are converted as external. You can do that here. Okay, you can select all, deselect all, create new breakpoint. If you create new breakpoint, it will tell you where you want to create. For any ABAP commands or methods or what it is, I'll tell you. You can see that here. And if there are any watch points kept, in that case you can see those watch points section here. Okay, again here you can delete, activate, deactivate, sorry, activate and just deactivate and refresh, reload the breakpoints. Okay, all these options you can see. This is also important, define filter, but let me tell you, I will really execute. Delete all the breakpoints. Okay, let's say for an example, you want to stop your breakpoint, you want to stop the program. You can click on this button, same screen will come. Wherever there is a statement starting with select, I want to stop my program. Okay, you see, it will keep breakpoints at all the select statement. Okay, so again you see it will start stopping, it will stop your program at every select statement that you have executed. Okay, so you see all the breakpoints are being kept, but you don't want to do that. You want filter again for that statement, for that particular select statement. You want filter again. Select this. I don't want to stop at all the select statement. I only want to stop at the select statement where the database table is T001W. Only for this, where the select statement is written for T001W, I want to stop my program execution. You see, now it is going to call the script. It is something written here, but again it won't be covered in the sessions because it's difficult. You should know oops ABAP for that. That's okay. It's going to call a script, debugger script. Okay, so right now you see, even though there are breakpoints kept here, it is not going to stop at all the breakpoints. My program will only stop at a select statement where it is written for T001W. It skipped all the above statements. Understood? You can also define filter and tell the system where exactly my program should stop. Sorry, my cursor should stop. Right? You can define that filter as well by clicking on define filter here. So let's come back now. Now you understood this tab also. The difference tab, you know, we have seen it in the previous sessions when we were discussing about internal table operation. Let's say you want to see difference between two internal tables. You can click on here. You see this as 0 records, the final one, the EKKO as 328 records. If you say start comparison, it will show you that this is the difference. Okay, it is a standard internal table, the IT final, but EKKO is sorted. IT final is having 0 records. This has this one. This has 21 columns and this has 14. All the differences that you can see. So the components are missing in which tables. This component is missing in which column, okay, whether it is a key field or not. You see all this information, you can compare it. And if you want to see the data, in that case you have to click on the display variables button here again. It's not only internal table, it can be work area also, it can be two variable also, whatever you want to. You see below you will be able to see the two internal tables data side by side, okay. That is what, okay. If you keep work area underscore final and work area underscore Mara, you can also do that. You see start, I'll just close this, when you close this, sorry, not Mara, KQ. Okay, now again you can do start comparison. See, you can also do that. You can also use variable, let's say EBLN, and I want to keep EBLN. I want to see variables information here, start comparison. You see there are no difference between this, it is same, okay. That's how we can also do it, okay. It's a different tab to check, okay. Script I won't be able to cover. If I cover, you will not understand. Oops is required. So that is one thing. And now if you come here variables, you know that if this screen is completely filled, in variable 2 you can also have some more variables, okay, like that. So locals, the variables that are declared within the subroutine or within the function model, within the method, those you can see here. Global variables are declared in the top include, okay, which are declared in the top include. You'll be able to see in the global sections. The locals are which are declared within the subroutine, okay. This one I really don't know what is the use of this. That's fine. So memory analysis, you know it, we have seen when we were discussing about in the data types, right? So you see it, you can see how much memory this internal table has been allocated and all, or work area or variable allocated, okay. So that is what in this screen you can see. You want to restart the debugger, you can restart the program execution again. You want to close the application, you can close it. You want to close it by continue it's running, you can also do that. Here I think telling you too much may lead you into some confusions, okay. So database, here you can do commit and rollbacks in the debugger itself. If you have missed writing the commit and rollback statements, you can do that here. I'll just tell you which are important for you. You can go to the source code by clicking here, okay. Navigation to whichever it is, okay. You can also switch to the classical debugger, the old debugger. By doing that, again you can switch back to the new debugger by clicking that option, okay. So that is also available here in the go to navigate option. In the breakpoints, you can delete all the breakpoints, you can deactivate all the breakpoints. You see this breakpoint is active now. You want to deactivate, you see it's turned into gray. You can also deactivate that. You can activate all the breakpoints again. You can also create a breakpoint. It is nothing but the same icon that you see here, okay. When you press on this one, if you want to keep the breakpoint on any statement like select, delete, insert, whatever the statement, you can keep it. If you want to keep breakpoint on the class, global class and method, you can do. If you want to keep breakpoint at any function model, you can enter that function model name here, or subroutines or exceptions, or if you want to keep breakpoint at any message, you can also use the message tab, okay. Again, source code, some templates, not to worry too much. Up to here it is important for you. You can try this option, okay. That is exactly this one, same thing again here, same options, okay, but direct navigation to the screen. You can also save session debugger breakpoints as session or also as an external breakpoints, okay. You can also create watchpoint from here or from here. So this is something system. If you want to turn on the system debugging, okay, this too you can use it later. We have seen that in our modularization. Debugger tips. You can see some small tips here. Load current source code, that means you have modified some changes and you want to see that in the debugger. You can also do load current source code. Navigate to editor will take you to AC38. So this is again same. Okay, all about the debugger screen, guys. Anybody, any doubts so far? Anybody, any doubts so far till now?
Rajneesh, so how many kinds of software but we can see in the code level? Example, function module and include programs you already explained, right? So apart from it, there is any other software blocks where you can use the different piece of code?
Methods, class and methods.
Okay, events, methods, there are there, right?
Events, yeah, events anyways we will see in upcoming class.
Method means what does it mean? How you can use that?
That is actually covered in OOPS ABAP. Classes and methods.
Okay,
Okay.
modularization. Okay,
These
okay,
are, this
subroutine.
is where you can have software blocks.
Okay, these are all okay. Then I will have a look on it once again. Yeah.
Yes. Any other doubts, anybody? Okay guys, we're done with 50% now. From tomorrow we will start a new chapter called report. Okay, please go back and practice and also try to complete this assignment whichever I had given earlier. Please try doing it using modularization. Now you know method, you know the subroutines, and try doing using subroutine. Okay, that is the assignment. And also try to go through the debugger sessions or today's class multiple times and understand debugging is really important, guys. Really important. So I'm really good programmer, or I can say I'm very strong at ABAP because I'm a good debugger. I can debug anything and understand. So that's what makes me more confidence when I get issue, or any issue I get, whatever the complicated issues that will be, I will be able to do because I have a strong confidence that I can debug. Okay, so if you want to become a better programmer, debugging is really important. Okay, it helps you a lot. And also sometimes try to debug the standard programs and understand. Okay, that will also improve your skills. Okay, so that's all for today. And I cannot tell you, I can only explain the concepts in the debugger. I cannot tell you the tips in the debugger. That is not useful because you should gain that from yourself. Okay, then that's all for today. Thank you so much for your time, and bye bye, and see
Yeah,
you.
thank you.